What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo. We're here at REAL to talk to you about the 2020 Slingshot Kitesurf board lineup. So Slingshot put kitesurf boards out a long time ago, and they've had a bunch of great boards throughout their line, but they've always lacked the kind of feel that you'd want. They were always production boards in my mind. They were always stiff. They were always heavy. The shapes were pretty good, but they never quite worked that well for people that were actually kite surfing and using them really well. I was never like a huge fan of them. They've made a huge change for 2020. Main thing is construction. So now they have boards that have flex, that have strength, that are lightweight, that have really good shapes, and they're easy to understand. So to go through the line, we've got the sci-fly, we've got the mixer, we've got the Solero FR. So sci-fly, I'll start with this one. This is going to be your smaller blunt nose board, good for flat water. It's really fun for waves. Like a lot of these chop nose boards, they just don't have enough rocker in the nose. This one's got plenty of rocker in the nose, so that like if you're coming off a steep wave, it's not going to pearl on you. But you know, it's lightweight, and it feels good. Like when you really lay into a turn, it doesn't feel all bouncy and chattery. That's partially due to the construction. It's partially due because they've made a really nice shape to it. You can see it has really thin rails throughout the board. Pretty traditional bottom shape, a little flatter off the tail, going through single concave. It's kind of a traditional shortboard setup that you know is tried and tested. Kite surf boards are going faster than surfboards through the water for the most part. So that a lot of times taking a high performance surfboard shape and modifying it for kiteboarding by making the rails thinner and doing a couple other modifications, taking some of the volume out of the tail, is going to make it really work well when you're powered on a kite. So sci-fly is going to be intermediate or advanced kite surf board. It's going to be good for tricks, good for flat water, good for wave riding. It's kind of fun all around. The construction on these boards is not the old Slingshot construction. That's a huge plus for anyone that's going to ride these things. Understanding that you can't like drive over it with a car and still have it be good. This is high-end epoxy construction, so it is going to ding. The nose on this board is really thin. You do have to kind of baby this board. You would definitely want to put it in a board bag a little more than what you used to do if you had a Slingshot board. They're still strong from breakage, but it is a higher performance construction, so it's going to be more easy to ding. So you do have the carbon tail patches here, which keeps it from getting what we call tail rot, just from kind of cratering in there. They do have bamboo patches underneath your heels to reinforce them, and also this mesh weave, so you put the carbon stringer in there. So they've done a really good job with their construction, and they are definitely strong, but it is a high-end kite surf construction, so it's not going to be like, oh, I just dropped it in the parking lot and there's a little paint chip on it. You will get a ding that you will need to repair. You can see that these boards all the boards have inserts in them, so you can ride them with foot straps. Coming back to the strength thing, if you're jumping with your ski boots on, like we call it, jumping and landing totally flat, you're gonna break your board, which is better than breaking your knees, but if you have foot straps on and you drop out of the sky super hard on this, you can break the board. It does come with front and back deck pad. We've thought the pads are definitely really nice. With booties in colder weather, they're a little bit slicker than we like, so like having fresher booties is going to give you a little bit more grip. And it does, like in the colder weather, does kind of harden up a little bit. It's not quite as soft and squishy as we'd like, but it is, still a very good deck pad, and way better than most of the stuff that's out on the market. So that's the sci-fly, kind of your intermediate advanced board for kind of all around small, medium wave ripping, flat water ripping. And we're going to go into the mixer here. So the mixer comes in a variety of sizes too, your more traditional pointy nose board. The mixer, you can see on the tail here, same construction. You're going to see it has a double step tail with a round here. So when you're taking the volume out of the tail like this, you're going to make it easier to turn. It's going to basically snap around a little bit easier. Bottom shape, you've got some pretty drastic bottom shape through the middle here. That's just it's a little wider board, so it's going to help that board kind of bounce through the chop, go over it. It's not going to really feel bouncy, but it's going to kind of just glide through it. And then it does get nice, kind of those channels do come through the tail, but it does have a kind of smooth tail release. A lot of the boards for kite surfing that have tons of channeling off the bottom, sometimes it can cause them to be a little bit slower. So this does actually ride really fast and real smooth through the water. You can see here they've gone with the 5-fin FCS2 fin box setup. All these boards do come with plastic FCS2 fins, which are the snap-in ones, which are super nice. I do recommend keeping those fins for backup fins and getting high performance glass fins, because a plastic fin is just going to kind of wobble around at the speeds you're kiting at. You're not going to really get the upwind performance or turning performance you would out of a performance set of fins. Mixer is great as a tri or as a quad. You know, the tri fin setup is going to have a little longer, more arcing turn, a little better upwind. The quad fin is going to be a little snappier, shorter turn. So that's a mixer. This is kind of a good, you know, I'm targeting this one for someone that has been spending some time in the waves, is a good kite surfer, wants a decent, you know, wants a traditional style board with a nose in it. Not surfing like super top to bottom waves, but it can kind of get in the pocket more and can be a little more aggressive with their kite surf board. Then we have the Solero, which is kind of the version of the board they had, the Soleritas, which is one of their most popular boards they had. This is kind of your best all-around kite surf board, best for people just getting into kite surfing. They want a board for kind of kite surfing in light wind. They do come in a variety of sizes, and the small size is actually really, really fun to ride. You can see here on the tail, they've got a single step on the tail and then the small squash on it, so it's going to pivot a little better. The bottom shape is, again, your traditional single concave, you know, coming through the whole board. Their width is going to be a little wider per size, so it's going to be really stable. The thing with the Solero is that it's super, super stable, really easy to ride. So if you're learning to jibe, go upwind, just, you know, generally learning to kite surf, this is an awesome board. As you get down to the small ones, they are really performance oriented, so we've had a lot of people getting the smallest sized Solero and loving it in all conditions. So again, has full inserts. They do come with fins. So Slingshot's really stepped it up for 2020 lineup with their kite surf boards and made some awesome construction. So thank you, Slingshot, for spending the time and the money to make a really high-end construction and a production board. All these boards, they have a very easy to ride range. It's easy to understand kind of, hey, I want to be flat water trick, kind of real snappy in the pocket board. This is your more advanced, you know, intermediate advanced kite surf, traditional kite surf board, and this is more your kind of beginner, intermediate, easy to ride kite surf board. It's a really easy to ride range. You can kind of target that right one. If you're having questions about which one is right for you, you can give us a call at the shop, 252-987-6000, or reach out online at realwatersports.com. We'll see you guys on the water.